can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall has just released some truly terrifying new training footage, and it's already sending shockwaves through the MMA world. Even Joe Rogan, along with the rest of the MMA community, can't stop talking about it. The moment the footage dropped, fans realized this wasn't just another promotional clip. It felt different. The speed, the precision, and the sheer intensity behind every strike stood out immediately. You could see it in the way he moved, sharp, calculated, and explosive. Tom Aspinall clearly isn't just getting ready for another fight, he's preparing for war. And the target is one of the most respected and dangerous strikers in the heavyweight division, Ciryl Gane.
Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem, because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see like he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
John was shitting all over Aspinall, saying that
I think that's a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades, because Curtis was teeing off
Doing
on him.
well.
Unless John avoided him, unless John used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
Shop Shutdown.
I saw a 7-part
They did with
series on
Cyborg.
it. Yes. The Stipe fight, which is just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a
God,
heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Ciryl Gane, though.
Yeah, but
Ciryl Gane doesn't have wrestling, doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned a jiu-jitsu gym. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Me and Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. He turned down the fight early on before we were both in the rankings. After that, he fought Spivak. I said in a post-fight interview after I beat Tabora,
I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to be sat front row for Ciryl Gane against Sergey Spivak. I'm going to beat the winner, and then I'm going to beat John Jones.
I went to Paris. Ciryl, fortunately, turned down the fight on a second occasion. Third occasion, I fought Curtis Blades. The original opponent was Ciryl Gane. Unfortunately, Ciryl Gane was busy that day. Ciryl was filming his Netflix series. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can check it out now on Netflix. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
With that footage now spreading like wildfire, the internet is absolutely buzzing. MMA forums are lighting up, fans are debating non-stop, and fighters themselves are starting to weigh in. Analysts are already picking sides in what could become one of the most exciting heavyweight matchups. And then there's Joe Rogan. When Rogan reacts this strongly, people pay attention. After all, he's been calling Tom Aspinall the future of the heavyweight division for years, and now it looks like that future may have finally arrived. But let's break this down. Ciryl Gane is truly elite. His movement, his footwork, and his kickboxing are incredibly sharp. He's a heavyweight who moves with the speed and fluidity of a welterweight.
What are your thoughts on Ciryl Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Ciryl are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers. We're both light on our feet. We're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Ciryl Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe it on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You want to zoom in on them?
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
I got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
Face Ciryl Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones. And that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA. But Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting John Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. John Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
Can you tell us the timeline of John accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight? What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate that there's a lot of reports about figures he was offered? Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you, do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. John Jones, I said it a million times and I'll say it again, he's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, you know, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that, but you know, he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight then? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically like, doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. You know, we had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see. And that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, you know, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Yeah. Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But, yeah, I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. Yeah. We had the fight done. You know, you saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen. And then, he changed his mind.
Yeah. Two more quick ones for me. So for Tom Aspinall now, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have two more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Ciryl Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that like to start the new without John Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week. So we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, "I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go." So, looking forward to the Tom Aspinall era.
A true master at controlling distance, picking his shots, and shutting down chaos, Ciryl Gane has shown exactly why he's so difficult to deal with. His performances against top-tier opponents prove that he's one of the most skilled heavyweights in the division. Of course, unless you're John Jones, who managed to close the distance and submit him before Gane could really get going. But Tom Aspinall is a completely different kind of threat. Aspinall isn't just dangerous on the feet, he's a nightmare everywhere. Whether it's striking, grappling, ground and pound, or submissions, his skill set is incredibly well-rounded. On top of that, his pace is so relentless that most heavyweights simply can't keep up with him.
I had heard a rumor that Jon Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT. So leave him alone. If he decides one day to come back, and he comes back and he wants to fight Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight title, the question is, like, how long are you allowed to hold on to the title before they start having that conversation? Now, he just knocked out Stipe Miocic, so give the man months. Give the man 5 or 6 months. Just leave him the fuck alone. But at a certain point in time, you have to decide who the heavyweight champion is. And if Tom is the interim heavyweight champion and Jon decides he doesn't want to fight anymore, he could do that. And he could do that also and then come back in a year and fight for the title. He could do that. He could do whatever he wants.
Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is. But would you be okay with him coming back, potentially winning that belt again?
You know, I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House.
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. The only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
And the footage we're seeing now proves that Tom Aspinall is sharper than ever. The combinations look tighter, the reactions are faster, and the confidence is clearly through the roof. Joe Rogan and several others have said it openly. Aspinall moves like a middleweight, hits like a heavyweight, and fights like he still has something to prove. And in this case, he absolutely does. Because a fight with Ciryl Gane wouldn't just be about defending the interim belt. It would be about reclaiming the spotlight that has been hanging over Jon Jones for far too long. More importantly, it would be about reminding everyone that after a year of uncertainty, the heavyweight division is finally moving forward.
Jon Jones is known for being unpredictable in more ways than one, both inside the octagon and outside of it, so he can't be upset or disappointed when Dana White says, look, the White House card is something that logistically is already difficult enough. It's a security nightmare, but I also don't know, quite frankly, if I can trust Jon Jones in a spot like this.
Tom Aspinall just retired Jon Jones. Just as he predicted, Tom Aspinall, over a year ago, I think, said, I will retire this man without even having to fight him. He's never going to fight me. And despite all the umming and ahhing and all the fucking pretending that he was going to actually ever get in the cage with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones has done what we always knew he was going to do. He's tucked tail and ran. Imagine calling yourself a goat and yet behaving like such a duck. I mean, this is like back in the playground. Jon Jones has got a bike. Tom Aspinall's come over and goes, give us your bike now. What you have to do then is fight. You have to defend what your shit is and say, no, you're not going to take this. And do you know what Jon Jones did? You have it. I don't want to fight. You can have it. This is unbelievable. The greatest of all time. What a load of shit. I'm sorry. Never going to call that him the GOAT. Ever again. Because being the greatest of all time is not just about winning. And that's what Jon Jones doesn't understand. It's about how you conduct yourself throughout the whole of your career? Are you willing to fight the biggest challenges, the biggest tests, go in there and test yourself against everyone? And John Jones proved, without a shadow of a doubt, his biggest test, stepped up and he bottled it well and truly. Remember this clip from like over a year ago when John actually met Tom in person?
Respect, man.
All the best.
Respect.
All the best.
Do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face off.
No, okay.
He wouldn't even face off with Tom Aspinall, let alone get in a cage with him. And after all of the fannying around and waiting for John Jones to man up and strap his balls on and defend his heavyweight title, because you've never really earned it. You beat a guy who wasn't even the champion. You beat Stipe. Oh my God, what a farce that fight was.
If for whatever reason it falls apart and we never get to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, the UFC is not to blame. The UFC has, in my opinion, well, excuse me, I'll take that back. The UFC has, based on the conversations that I've had, not in my opinion, but what I'm reading and surmising and what's being told to me is they have made every effort in very good faith to make this fight happen. Now, obviously, when fights don't come to fruition, there's a multitude of reasons as to why fights don't happen. But in my opinion, if this fight doesn't happen, it's not because of the UFC. It's not because of Tom Aspinall as well. I think ultimately who will decide whether or not this fight happens or not is John Jones. Now, that's not some big breaking news, but I say that to say, yes, if John wants the fight to happen today, and I don't mean like the fight to actually be fought today, but like done deal today, it could be a done deal today. It's up to him, and it's always been up to him. Now, for a while, you could have said, all right, they have to meet whatever number, right? That 30 million was thrown out. Whatever that number is, Rogan walked it back. I had heard the same number, whatever. Point is, I believe that the UFC has met all the demands. Well, in a very favorable way for both guys. They both have demands. We know what Tom wants to a degree, and we know what John wants to a degree. I think ultimately it's on him. Now, we don't need to get into the whole, like, at what point do they need to pull the plug on this, and when's the deadline? We've done that song and dance a bunch of times, and I'm kind of tired of it. Like, they'll do it when they need to do it. They'll do it when they want to do it. They'll do it when they need Tom to fight, if John isn't going to be that guy. But I think at this point, there are some people who want to say, hey, the UFC didn't make Jones versus Ngannou. The UFC didn't make this big fight. The UFC didn't make that big fight. When the story is written on this fight, if it doesn't come to fruition, I don't think it will be on the UFC. I really think the UFC, based on what I'm hearing and have been told, I really think the UFC has done everything that they could to make it happen. Is the fight a done deal as of right now? No, it's not a done deal as of right now. So I don't know what he's hearing. Could it be a done deal as of today at some point? Could it be a done deal in 30 minutes? Yes. But is it a done deal as of earlier today when I was doing some digging? No. So I don't know if we add that to the 0.05 or the 0.5 that Pizzi said, but I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
Remember, Tom Aspinall has spent nearly a full year waiting for John Jones to step up. It's been a year filled with uncertainty, talk of retirement, long periods of silence, and plenty of false hope. While Jones delayed and the situation remained unclear, Aspinall stayed ready. He stayed in the gym, kept speaking up, and remained completely focused on his goal. Now, with Jones sidelined and out of the spotlight, Aspinall is moving forward, headlining events in Abu Dhabi and representing the new generation of heavyweight fighters. But make no mistake, Ciryl Gane is far from an easy opponent. This is a serious matchup, and many see it as a true 50-50 fight. Gane has already proven he can go 5 hard rounds. He's elusive, patient, and extremely technical. If he's allowed to control the tempo, he can easily point fight his way to victory. But that's the problem for his opponents. Aspinall doesn't give you time to breathe. He closes the distance with purpose and constant pressure.
But Aspinall, so far, the way he dispatched the
Russian guy,
oh my God. And he's fast, but he's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick. Yeah. And I was like, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. Yeah. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt, but John is That's different. Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. They got to fight. But if they don't ever fight, we'll never know. Because we had that with John and Silva. We had that with Silva and GSP. So all these fights we will never see.
He doesn't throw wild punches, he targets with precision. He doesn't wait for mistakes, he forces them. This fight could ultimately come down to one key factor: who controls the pace. If Ciryl Gane can keep Tom Aspinall at range, attack the legs, manage the timing, and stay away from the takedown, he could very well outpoint him over 5 rounds. But if Aspinall comes in aggressively, mixes up his levels, and starts forcing Gane backward, it could turn into a very long night for Ciryl Gane or a very short one. That's exactly what fans are debating right now. Is Aspinall still a bit too raw? Has he really been tested enough? Or is he already the most complete heavyweight in the UFC today? One thing is certain, he's fighting with the hunger of someone who feels like everything has been held back from him for too long: the belt, the big fights, and the respect. Now he finally has the chance to claim it. This is what Joe Rogan and many others keep pointing out. This fight isn't just about an interim title, it's about setting the tone for the future of the heavyweight division. It's about closing the chapter on the Jon Jones saga and crowning a new king who actually shows up, wants to fight, and pushes the sport forward. So here we are, October in Abu Dhabi. 2 of the most dangerous heavyweights in the world, 1 title, and 1 winner. Based on what we're seeing from Tom Aspinall right now, the MMA world might be witnessing the rise of a truly generational force, the kind of fighter who doesn't just win fights, but dominates them. Ciryl Gane is slick, experienced, and has been in big moments before. But Tom Aspinall is hungry, faster, and sharper, and if that training footage is any indication, he might be close to untouchable right now.